A low chuckle echoed through the chamber, sending shivers down Van Helsing's spine. "Ah, so you have uncovered my little secret. Tell me, Doctor, what do you intend to do now that you know the truth?" Van Helsing's grip tightened on his cane, the silver glinting ominously in the dim light. "I intend to put an end to your reign of terror, Count Dracula. Starting with protecting Eleanor and her father from your foul machinations." At the mention of Eleanor's name, a flicker of something akin to hunger passed across Dracula's face. "Ah, sweet Eleanor. Such beauty, such innocence. She will make a splendid bride for me in death." "Not if I can help it," Van Helsing retorted, his resolve hardening. "You will not lay a hand on her." Dracula's laughter filled the chamber once more, echoing off the stone walls like the tolling of a funeral bell. "You underestimate the power of the night, Doctor. Soon, Eleanor will be mine, and you will be powerless to stop me." With that ominous proclamation, Dracula vanished into the shadows, leaving Van Helsing alone in the darkness. The physician knew that time was running short. Dracula's plans were already in motion, and Eleanor's life hung in the balance. Returning to the village under the cover of dawn, Van Helsing sought out Eleanor's father once more. Together, they pored over ancient texts and scrolls in search of a way to defeat the ancient evil that had descended upon their home. It was during these long hours of study that they uncovered the key to Dracula's vulnerability, the power of faith and the purity of heart. Armed with newfound knowledge and a renewed sense of purpose, Van Helsing and Eleanor's father prepared for the inevitable confrontation with Dracula. They knew that the Count would come for Eleanor under the cloak of night, drawn inexorably to her like a moth to the flame. And so, as the sun set once more over Ravenswood, casting its crimson hues across the horizon, Van Helsing and Eleanor's father stood vigil at her bedside, their hearts heavy with the weight of the task ahead. They had but one chance to save Eleanor from the fate that awaited her, to confront Dracula in his lair and drive a stake through the heart of the darkness that had engulfed their village. Little did they know that the true test of their courage and resolve was yet to come, as the forces of light and shadow prepared to clash in a battle that would decide the fate of all who dwelled in the House of Dracula. The air inside the crumbling walls of Castle Dracula was thick with anticipation. Eleanor's father, Lord Cedric, paced nervously in the candle-lit hallways, his mind racing with fear and determination. Alucard had ensnared his daughter in a web of darkness, and the thought of losing her to the vampire's sinister influence drove him to the edge of madness. He had heard the whispers of the townsfolk, felt the chilling presence of evil lingering in every shadow, and knew that time was running out. Outside, a storm raged, matching the turmoil within the castle. Lightning illuminated the ancient stone walls, casting eerie shadows that danced like specters. Cedric gathered his resolve, knowing he had to confront the malevolent force that threatened to claim Eleanor's soul. With each step deeper into the mansion, Cedric felt the weight of the darkness pressing against him. He could hear the distant echoes of Alucard's laughter, a haunting melody that seemed to mock his desperation. Clenching his fists, Cedric pushed forward, determined to confront the vampire who had stolen his daughter's heart. As he approached the grand ballroom, where Alucard held court, the massive doors creaked open, revealing a chamber steeped in shadows. Candles flickered, casting long, distorted silhouettes across the walls. There, amidst the opulent decay, stood Alucard, his eyes gleaming with an otherworldly hunger. "Lord Cedric," Alucard purred, his voice smooth as silk, "to what do I owe the pleasure?" "Release Eleanor," Cedric shouted, the desperation in his voice betraying his inner turmoil. "You have no right to ensnare her in your dark embrace." Alucard chuckled, a sound that resonated with both charm and menace. But she is so enamored with the night, with the power I offer. She is destined for greater things than this mundane existence. Just as Cedric prepared to charge, a figure emerged from the shadows, Professor Abraham Van Helsing, the famed vampire hunter. Brandishing a crucifix and a glimmering silver stake, he had followed Cedric, knowing the confrontation was inevitable. "Stand back, Cedric," Van Helsing commanded, his eyes locked on Alucard. "This monster thrives on your emotions. We must end this now. Another foolish mortal seeks to defy me." Alucard sneered, his demeanor shifting as darkness coiled around him like a serpent ready to strike. Without warning, Alucard lunged forward, and the air crackled with energy. Cedric barely dodged as the vampire's claw grazed the edge of his coat. The ensuing battle erupted like a tempest, echoing through the grand hall as shadows twisted and roared. Cedric fought valiantly, throwing himself into the fray to protect his daughter's soul. He swung an ornate candelabra, catching Alucard off guard and forcing him back. But the vampire was relentless, his speed blurring the line between man and beast. Van Helsing, steady and focused, took aim with his stake, thrusting it toward Alucard's heart. "Your reign of terror ends here." Alucard twisted with supernatural agility, avoiding the strike, and retaliated with a wave of dark energy that sent Van Helsing sprawling against the marble floor. Cedric's heart raced as he saw the hunter struggle to regain his footing. "Stay focused, Cedric," Van Helsing shouted, rising with determination. "You must protect your daughter." With renewed strength, Cedric rallied, attacking Alucard again. Each blow echoed with the weight of his fatherly love, each swing filled with desperation to save Eleanor. But Alucard's laughter filled the room, a cruel reminder of the dark power he wielded. "Your love is a fragile weapon, old man," Alucard taunted, his eyes burning with malevolence. "It will not save you." In the heart of the castle, Eleanor lay trapped in a realm of her own, ensnared by the dark allure of Alucard's power. In her mind, she battled against the seductive whispers that promised eternal life and unimaginable strength. "Eleanor," a voice pierced through the darkness. It was her father's, filled with anguish and love. "Fight him. You are stronger than this." Alucard felt her resistance, and fury twisted his features. "She belongs to me. Her heart beats in time with the shadows. You will never take her from me." As the battle raged on, the walls of the mansion trembled, the very foundation shaken by the clash of good and evil. The storm outside intensified, rain pounding against the ancient stones, as if echoing the turmoil within. "Together, now," Van Helsing urged, raising the stake once more, aiming at the heart of darkness. With a final, united cry, Cedric and Van Helsing launched themselves at Alucard, the candelabra and the stake poised for a decisive strike. In that instant, the power of their combined wills collided with Alucard's dark essence. The impact was catastrophic. A blinding light erupted from the point of contact, illuminating the entire chamber. Shadows writhed in agony, and Alucard's scream pierced the air, a sound of pure, unadulterated rage and despair. As the darkness exploded outward, the very fabric of the mansion quaked, walls crumbling and shadows dissipating into nothingness. Cedric held onto his resolve, watching as the battle reached its fevered peak. Eleanor, now standing tall amidst the chaos, shone with an inner light that repelled the darkness. "You will not take me," she declared, her voice unwavering. With a final, earth-shattering clash, the forces collided, and Alucard was engulfed in a brilliant inferno of light and shadow. For a moment, time stood still as good and evil collided in a vortex of chaos. As the dust settled, silence enveloped the castle. Cedric collapsed to his knees, heart pounding with fear and hope. Van Helsing stood beside him, panting, sweat trickling down his brow. Eleanor slowly stepped forward, her eyes wide, still radiant with the aftermath of their battle. "Father, is it over?" With tears streaming down his face, Cedric rushed to embrace her, holding her tightly as if afraid she would vanish. "Yes, my dear, it's over. You're safe." Van Helsing surveyed the remnants of the battleground, shadows receding as light returned to the castle. "But at what cost? We must ensure Alucard is truly gone." A rumble echoed through the crumbling walls as remnants of dark energy swirled, hinting that while the battle was won, the war against darkness was far from over. As dawn broke outside, golden rays pierced through the castle's shattered windows, casting light over the remnants of the confrontation. They stood together, united against the shadows of the past, knowing they had triumphed but wary of what lay ahead.